What's going on, dude and dudette? So 3 more new Duke commits for the class of 2024. It's really shaping up to be a pretty darn good class, especially for Duke University. But they did get a 4-star wide receiver in Chase Tyler. They got a linebacker in Derek Brown Jr. and a new offensive lineman. Hopefully I'm saying it correct. Gamiel Allen. So it looks like some pretty nice added depth to a lot of different places, at least 3 different positions for them. So congrats to them, and I'll see what else they can get before 2024 shows up. And Paulo Banchero apparently is going to be joining Team USA when they play this summer. I think it's in a couple months or so. Where I think they're playing over there in Asia. But yeah, it's pretty cool for him. I thought he might have been playing for his other nationality, which I believe he is Italian. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's pretty cool that he's going to be joining Team USA. So I'll be looking forward to him and Austin Reaves, the Laker, playing with each other for Team USA. And then both Derek Lively and Dariq Whitehead officially took some pictures for their teams with Dallas and Brooklyn. So it looks pretty nice to see them officially in their gear for their new team. So definitely looking forward to see what they can do with this season coming up. And the Lakers recently signed Damian Bow, a TCU guard, to an Exhibit 10-day contract. I always say 10-day contract, so I'm used to those during the season. But yes, I guess it's going to be trying to get one of those 2-way contracts or a shot at the regular roster. But good luck to him. He'll be on that Summer League roster. It looks like somebody, as I mentioned in the last video, probably won't be on the team anymore, and that is Scottie Pippen Jr., as he is being left off of the Lakers Summer League roster. So it's kind of writing on the wall there that he's going to be looking to play for another team here pretty soon. And then the new schedule did come out. It's like 4 games for the Lakers during Summer League. So it looks like on July 7th they have Golden State, July 9th, Charlotte Hornets, July 12th, the Celtics, and July 14th, the Memphis Grizzlies. So it's pretty interesting group. They always ended up sometimes playing a team twice, but luckily they get 4 different matchups before the little playoff thing that Summer League does. So that's pretty cool. Then a nice Photoshop there of the new Lakers players, Jalen Hood-Schifino and Maxwell Lewis in Lakers uniforms. I don't know if they've taken their Lakers picks officially in their new stuff, kind of like the Duke guys, but definitely looking forward to seeing them in their new Lakers threads. And yes, as I've mentioned since the NBA draft, that I was wondering why not only the Lakers, but a lot of teams ended up passing on Cam Whitmore, who I believed was deserving of at least that top 5, top 10 overall pick in the draft. But I guess he did have a bunch of bad workouts. There might have been some type of lingering injury that he did have before the season started, or that he might be too injury prone or something like that. And especially a lot of those interviews and workouts before the draft didn't go well, apparently. And I don't even think the Lakers did work him out because they didn't even think they had a chance at getting him also. So I don't know. It's just kind of like how it went. He is in Houston now, so we'll see how his career ends up shaping up after this. But there is some news too, some rumors that since Derrick Rose is finally a free agent again, that he might make his way to the Lakers. I know the Lakers fans have always been trying to get him onto the roster. I didn't mind that a few years ago, but even last year when he's probably the most healthy he's been, from what I can remember, he was still barely coming off the bench. And yeah, he was good for a stretch there with New York where he was coming off the bench playing like 15 minutes or so, but he wasn't even doing that last year. It was like almost a special occasion if he was able to get out there and play for New York. So I don't know how much he technically has left. It'll be pretty cool to see him in a Lakers jersey like that Photoshop, but yeah, I don't know if it's really going to come true or not. And recently, Alabama guard Javon Quinterly, who I really liked coming out of high school, thought he was really good, could have gone to Duke or USC, but decided to go to Alabama. And I thought he might have already gone to the NBA, but he's still in college and entered the transfer portal, or will be entering the portal soon here. And obviously I would like him to be on any of my teams. I don't know if even they have enough spots. I think they both have at least one spot available, but I don't know if he would want to fight and claw his way for some playing minutes to do that on both of those rosters. You never know, but yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see where he ends up. And yes, Wednesday, tomorrow, the NHL draft is happening, and a lot of people are wondering what or who the Anaheim Ducks will be selecting at number 2 overall. They do have quite a bit of options, especially like a guy, I think he went to the University of Michigan, I could be wrong, but Adam Fantilli, hopefully I'm saying that correct, Leo Carlson, and Matvey Mikchkov, I believe that's how you say it. But yeah, both those guys, especially Fantilli and Carlson, are looked at to be some of the better picks at number 2, or the more generational type of guys behind whoever's getting picked number 1 overall. But we'll see. As long as the Ducks don't screw this one up, then I think they should be fine. And when it comes to a new documentary about apparently the Mighty Ducks Disney movies and the fruition to make the team like expanded team in the NHL, which is pretty crazy because it's just surprising that the Anaheim Ducks team has only been around since like the mid 90s, I believe, and that was pretty much right after those movies. So I think ESPN is doing a documentary about that, how both of those came to be and how they're striving. Obviously, the Ducks at least won one Stanley Cup final, which is pretty nice. Wish they've won a couple more since and before, but yeah, overall they've had some pretty talented players, but only been able to put it all together that one time. But hoping for some better stuff in the future, and definitely looking forward to this documentary as well. I don't know if it's out or not officially. I think you only watch it on ESPN Plus. I don't think I have that, so we'll see how I can get it. And yes, both local products who recently selected or committed, at least verbally, to USC, Dakota Fields and Marcellus Williams, have both been saying, especially on Twitter, that especially watch out for USC recruiting this week, because they definitely see some fireworks and definitely a lot of good things happening. So that's pretty good news coming from those guys who have been helping recruit a lot of the local guys and stuff, and even on social media talking with other players as well to get onto USC's team for especially 2024 and even future teams. So definitely very excited and happy to have those guys recruiting for us. So Tuli Tuipulotu, the ex-USC guy who was selected by the Chargers in the second round, was apparently the last Chargers player who was recently drafted the other month ago to actually sign his rookie deal. I don't know what the differences they made and whatever, it took forever, but there always seems to be one or two Chargers players that takes a while. It's usually the first or second round, and obviously he was a second round guy, but it's not like he hasn't been practicing or playing and getting ready, going to all those OTAs and stuff for the Chargers, so it's not like there was a stand hold or withhold or whatever, but luckily he's still been around and got that deal done, so definitely very happy about that. And then there was some sources coming out saying that, especially from Lakers Nation, that they posted this, that the Lakers pretty much had drafted Jalen Hood-Schifino because of the possibility of them losing Austin Reaves. Or it's just kind of weird to call it a possibility, because it kind of seems like, especially with the NBA, you only get so many chances, like so many players on your team, so you're kind of drafting that guy as a replacement because you know something might and is going to happen, at least losing a player like that. So it's kind of weird that they've been saying that, because Mark Stein recently reported, and a lot of people have reported since free agency is going to be starting soon for a lot of these Lakers guys, that the Lakers are going to be willing to match any offer that comes in for Austin Reaves and even Rui Hachimura, because they're both restricted, so other teams can come in and make a deal, and then the Lakers have a certain amount of days or hours or whatever to match it, and those teams usually end up doing that, unless it's like some crazy number that they don't feel like that even their own player deserves it. So some guys do end up leaving, but most guys end up staying with the team and get that little extra bonus of their own team having to pay a little bit more. I just don't know if it could work out technically with the Lakers, because especially with both those guys, because if that happens and you're paying up for both, then you won't really have much room to add a little bit of extra contracts, at like a little bit of extra money to add some better contracts. You'll probably just get some really crappy guys on some crappy deals once again, like they did a couple years ago. So I don't know which route they really want to go, if they just want to keep one and all that stuff. And they still have to wonder about D'Angelo Russell as well, because who knows what's still going to happen with him and how much money they will have if they don't end up signing him also, and how all that works out, I do not know, because it's a lot of crazy stuff, especially with the new CBA that was agreed and the brand new NBA year happening now. So who knows, but it's very crazy times here in LA. And yes, a new on-3 prediction from one of their top recruiting analysts, Sam Spiegelman, recently said that Draylon Miller, the Texas wide receiver, will most likely be predicted, or he's predicting that he will go to Texas A&M, and I believe Miller is going to be selecting Thursday, something around there. I think I reported that yesterday. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, because I think even in that video I put up, I said that, well, Texas A&M is the only school that's in both him and Anthony Smith's list of like contenders, excuse me, where they could end up going. And I thought it was a long shot, because the percentages were still very low for that school, even though both USC and Texas A&M were the only two teams on their top 4, and they were both projected to go to USC higher. And I'm only saying both these guys because they've recently have been talking a lot that they're going to join the same school together. So that's why I'm talking to them as a package deal. But either way, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, especially like a day or two away from his announcement that Texas A&M all of a sudden just jumped up there, even though a lot of people thought it was even USC and LSU at the time. So I don't know, we'll see, but definitely looking forward to see how that shakes up in a couple days. And then yes, the other video I did mention that there was going to be a commitment happening Tuesday, or at least an announcement, and it is the safety from Chaminade High School out here in SoCal, in Marquise Gallegos. And he's another player that was supposed to go up to Oregon this last weekend like Ryan Pelham, but Ryan Pelham did not go, as you heard from my live reaction video yesterday when he committed to USC. So that kind of pushed him towards USC anyways, because it was only down to those two schools. And Marquise has a little bit more schools like Oklahoma and I think Notre Dame. I could be wrong, but there's at least 5 schools he's going to be technically choosing from. And of course, USC is involved. And a lot of people, even Mark Culkin of Locked On USC here on YouTube, is pretty much saying that it's a done deal that Marquise Gallegos is selecting USC later on today around 4 o'clock here West Coast time. But I don't know, we'll see. I'll be kind of live recording. I'll record it as it's happening live on my phone, but then do a little bit of extra magic in the editing area and then upload it pretty quickly right after that. So hoping for another 4-star player to select USC, especially at a safety position, which will be nice. And he's a local guy, so you can't go wrong with that either. So definitely looking forward to that in a couple hours from now. So yes, thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Fight on.